Hi, and welcome to the Well Balanced class. Today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're working on more body weight. We're working a lot more with planks and really just getting familiar with getting down towards the to the chair and how to work with getting up from a chair and down into a chair with our arms and with our body weight. So let's go ahead and just get started with a warm up first. So feet flat on the floor, sitting up nice and tall, and we're rolling the shoulders back. And forward. So I just want to talk a little bit about the exercises that we're going to be doing today. Bringing the shoulders up and squeeze. And press down. So oftentimes we get into this pattern of sitting in a chair, sitting on the couch, sitting in our cars, sitting at the table, and we don't necessarily take time to really get down on the floor and what that feels like to get up and down from the floor. Okay, alternating shoulders forward and back. So we're going to take some time out and we're going to figure out and move around in ways that are more closer to the floor than usual. 2, 1, wide arm circles back. And forward. Reaching up to the ceiling with the right then the left. And we're going to pretend like we're grabbing a heavy rope down. So we're using grip strength, forearm strength, arm strength. And we're really reaching, so we're getting a lot of that great shoulder range of motion. 2, 1, arms out to the side, reaching side to side, rotate the wrists. We're bringing the hands, the back of the hands together, chin to chest, rounding out the shoulders, and then looking up, taking a nice big deep breath in and squeezing the shoulder blades back together. So exhale, round the shoulders forward. Inhale, squeeze the upper body, the upper back. Exhale. And a nice big deep breath in. And come back to center, shake that out. Hands on the hips, hip circles. Other direction. We're going to bring one arm up and reaching over to the side. All right, other side. And down. Sitting on the edge of the chair, arms across the chest, sit ups for 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Sitting up nice and tall, opposite hand to knee. Getting into the upper and lower body movements now. We should start to feel the heart rate go up a little bit as we start to move around our muscles more. Okay, so here we're going to reach up with one leg, sitting up nice and tall. Bring the arms back down, reaching up with the other leg and back down. Let's do that 8 more times. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing the arms out in front. We're going to just reach forward. It's kind of like a lean or a reach. And then we're going to sit down. We're going to sit back until we barely touch the chair, and then forward. I'm going to show you from this angle so you can see the way that I'm sort of moving my hips. So here I am, I'm reaching as far as I can, but my back is fairly straight, so I'm not bending at the waist. Back is straight. And then I'm leaning back, and when I lean back, I'm using my abdominal muscles. And then I'm coming right back to a sitting position, reaching forward, and leaning back, and then resting here. Let's try that one more time. Leaning back. And here we're actually going to pulse up for 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest those arms, shake it out. All right, let's go ahead and grab our weights. Sitting on the edge of the chair, alternating weights. Let's alternate, let's try 12. We'll do this 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to alternate an overhead press. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Leaning forward into a row, both arms going back for 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Go ahead and place one weight back. Chest press with the heel dig for 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to reach all the way up, bending at the elbows, pressing up for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's go ahead and put the weight back. Okay, I think our arms are sufficiently warmed up for some of the other exercises that we'll be doing here in a few minutes. But we're going to warm up the legs for right now, so go ahead and lift up one knee, extend out for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Other side, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shake that out. Okay, so we're going to bring our arms out, bringing the elbow back and a side step at the same time for 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, let's go ahead and warm up our feet with the toe heel, toe heel. Alternate. Just the toes. Just the heels. And just toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. So you want to make sure that you're lifting up your heels and your toes as high as you can, as high and as to the side as you can, and maybe like half circles or ovals or something like that. So yes, that was my hand trying to copy what my heels and toes are supposed to be doing. Yes. Okay, go ahead and shake that out. And we are ready for some chair stands. So go ahead and stand all the way up. Chair stands for 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake that out. We are moving to the back of the chair. Okay, so 3 side leg raises and mini squat, 3 side leg raises on the other leg. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and mini squat. 1, 2, 3, squat. 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3, down. One more time each leg. 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3, down. I'm going to move my chair to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Now, if you can move your chair too, and if you want to, you can also see if you can put it against a wall. It's not necessary, but it might help with stability. So here, and I'm going to show you why. Because we're kind of pressing on the back of the chair, and sometimes it's easier to do that if it's against a wall, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, so here we're going to bring one knee up. We're just going to lean forward, so we're going to bend the elbows a little bit, and then extend the elbows out and come back to starting position. Now with me, I'm actually going to take a step back. So I'm going to bring that knee in, slightly bend my elbows, and then bring back. So we're kind of doing a mini push-up with a knee raise, which is activating our abdominal muscles and strengthening our legs. And then we're also doing upper and lower body at the same time. So we're getting some coordination in there. So I'm lifting my knee up, bending at the elbows, and bringing back. 2, 1. And from here, I'm actually going to just keep my feet on the floor and just bend my elbows into a push-up for 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and step up and shake that out. You might need to rub your hands together just a little bit and shake the hands. Okay, so we're going to go back to some lower body. So here we're going to take a step back, pointing the toes, tapping the toes on the floor. We're going to raise the heel up to the glute, tap, and then lift the leg all the way, just back up into a hip extension. Let's try that again. So we're bending the knee, keeping that leg straight, and then lifting the leg. Bend at the knee, lift the leg. Bend, lift, bend, lift, bend, lift. One more time, and lift. Okay, let's go ahead and shake that out. I'm gonna try the other leg. Here we go. Bending at the knee, lift, straight leg, lift. Bend, tap, lift, tap, bend, tap, lift, tap. Sometimes that helps. Lift, tap, bend, tap, lift. So we're working the hamstrings, we're working the glute muscles, and we're also helping with the stabilizer muscles on the other leg. One more time, each one. We're bend, tap, lift, tap, and shake that out. Okay, now here's where things are going to get a little bit challenging. So really, it's your foot placement. If you want to, you can keep your feet very close to the chair, and that's not going to provide you a whole lot of range of motion. If you want more challenging, then you step back. So here, we're going to tap, lift, bend at the elbows, push back, and then bring the feet together. Other leg, we're lifting up, bending at the elbows, pushing back, feet together, and alternating. So here we're adding more of a balance challenge to, okay, so we're gonna do one more each side. And back. Okay, I think that this merits a stretch. So let's go ahead and just stretch the step back to where your arms are completely extended out, the back is flat, the legs are straight, and you're gonna bend one knee, straighten the other leg, and alternate. So the goal is to have fully extended arms, a nice flat back, and then alternating knee bends. 2, 1, and then very, very, very gently walk to the back of the chair. Let's go ahead and take a water break, and then we'll get into the next set of exercises. Okay, so with your chair, you want to turn it around to where you're facing the seat of your chair. Again, it's helpful to place the chair by the wall, but if that's not an option for you, you just want to make sure that you're not putting your hands at the very edge of the chair where it could push. Okay, so you want to make sure that your hands are more on top of the chair when we do these exercises. Okay, so we're going to go into a straight arm plank. So facing your chair, you can bend your knees if you need to, putting your hands on top of the chair, and then take one step back and another step back. So here, the goal is to align your back and your neck and your hips. So, and then hold this. So it takes a lot of strength to hold a plank. Now you can at any time come up from this plank, but I'm going to continue to lecture. So here, you don't necessarily want to bring your hips up too high. If you keep your hips fairly level, then it's going to work more of the abdominals. However, if you notice that your hips are sinking, then that means that you need to hike up your hips a little bit more until you get that proper abdominal strength. And then you can try to go back into that nice alignment. So let's go ahead and shake that out. Let's roll the shoulders, shake out the wrists and the hands, and then kind of just shake out the arms in general. Okay, so we're gonna add on to this movement. Here, we're gonna go back to the straight arm plank. You can bend your knees at first. So we're gonna step back. Again, if you feel like your hips are sinking, you can slightly hike your hips up until you get the abdominal strength and the core strength that you need to go into this nice alignment. So here we're gonna take a step forward, and back and alternate. And again, anytime you need to rest or stand up or sit down, please do. This is a lot of upper body strength we're doing here. 2, 1, actually one more on this leg, and very, very gently walk up and roll up. Shake it out. Okay, so we're gonna do a fairly challenging balance exercise, and I'm gonna demonstrate first. So here, we're going to hold on to the chair, gently lift up a leg. I'm gonna push this back. Gently lift up a leg, bring that leg down, and then come all the way up. Go back down, lift up the other leg, bring that leg back down, and then very, very gently come up, okay? So we're doing some up and down. Take it slow, take your time. All right, so let's all join in together. Bringing your hands to the floor, lifting up the leg, and you don't have to lift it up very high. Bring that leg down and roll all the way up. All right, bring the hands down, lift up the other leg, and roll all the way up. So we're getting some spinal, we're getting with a lot of our back and back flexibility when we do this. Let's try that one more time each side. So we're here, lift up the leg. Again, it does not have to be that high, but we are working on balance and we're working on a lot of back flexibility and back mobility. Lift up the leg, bring that leg down and roll all the way up and shake that up. Okay, so we're gonna go back into a plank and we're gonna, instead of, so we're gonna go back into a plank. Go ahead and start with the straight arms. So before we were bringing our knees up, but this time we're going to take our foot and we're going to step to the side, back together, side, back together, side, together, side, together. So here we go. Looking good. One more. And up. Walking all the way up. Let's roll all the way up. Oh, and shake that out. Really, really, really nice job. Let's go ahead and sit in the chair. We are done with planks. We are done with those balancing movements. Okay. We are going to work a little bit more on core strength. If you notice that was difficult for you, if you notice that your hips were sinking into those planks. So here we're just going to work on some core rotations. So we're going to have our hands by the back of our ears. And again, we're going to engage our core, our abdominal muscles, lift up the opposite knee, and then bring that elbow. You don't have to touch your elbow to knee, but you really want to be going in that direction. So you exhale, squeeze your belly button to your spine every time you rotate. So squeeze in and relax. Squeeze in and relax. Okay, now squeezing in just basically means like you're squeezing your navel, your belly button to your spine. So you're breathing out, contracting, and then relaxing. Contracting and relax. So this will help you with your planks and with other exercises that involve focus on the core. 2, 1, and shake that up, shake it out everywhere. Okay, so the next abdominal exercise that we're going to do is a dead bug. I'm going to show you from the side. And again, we are rotating. So this rotation, it's important. It's important for back health and it's important for core health. So I'm going to show you from the side. So you're going to lean back on your chair, opposite hand to opposite leg. And then when you come up, you want to have your your scapula, your upper back off of the chair, and then your leg raised to touch your leg. And then you can kind of relax back into that initial position. We're here for 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, other side for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sitting up nice and tall, we're gonna get a back stretch in here. So you wanna have a wider stance with your feet. Want to sit on the chair, probably in the middle of the chair, and then just fold forward, relaxing the head towards the floor, relaxing the neck, and then relaxing your back enough to get this really nice spinal and back stretch all through here. And then very, very, very gently roll all the way up. Okay, so the next back stretch we're going to do is placing your hands. This time you want to sit more on the edge of the chair, placing your hands on your knees in a wider stance. One shoulder comes forward, the other one back, and then the other shoulder forward and back. So we're here, and you don't have to go very fast, but we're kind of leaning from side to side. So we lean to one side, and then the opposite shoulder comes forward. And so this helps with back flexibility. 2, 1. And now we're going to go into more inner thigh hip flexibility. So again, we're going to lean forward. We're going to grab onto our ankles, and we're going to push our knees out with our elbows. And then here again, we're just leaning forward, feeling that really nice stretch in the legs. And probably still the low back. 2, 1, and then very gently bring those feet together and come back to center. Okay, you can stay where you're at. I'm just moving my chair. All right. So here, we're going to move to the side of the chair and extend one leg out. Oftentimes we do a lot of knee drives, and we do a lot of squats, and we do a lot where there's a lot of flexion in the hips. So we're just gonna stretch that out. I'm gonna bend that knee and straighten, bend and straighten. And then very, very gently glide that leg up to meet the other foot, and turn to the other side of the chair. Extend that leg out. And you want to extend the leg out enough to really feel that stretch in the hip flexor and to feel the stretch in the quadriceps. A lot of times when the hip flexors become too tight is when we don't stretch them properly after doing a lot of abdominal exercises or after sitting so much. So go ahead and bring that leg forward. We're going to come back to center and roll the head around. Other direction. Ear to shoulder, chin to shoulder. Other side. Facing center, take a nice big deep breath in. And exhale. Thank you so much for joining me with this balance class, and I'll see you next time.